Deserts, like forests, hold an air of mystery. Many have vanished without a trace in these barren lands. UFO sightings also peak here. Once in Portugal, construction workers found themselves in the heart of a desert, far from civilization. Conversing about their project, their eyes fell upon an unusual sight. A massive figure, resembling a humanoid, loomed before them, towering at an extraordinary height of 7 or 8 feet. Fear seized the workers, freezing them in shock. Wisely, they chose not to approach. To this day, the creature remains elusive, unseen by any human, for this desolate place seldom receives visitors. Those who may have encountered it likely never survive to recount their tale. In a mall in Jakarta, Indonesia, a surveillance camera captures an extraordinary event. The mall, closed for the night, is enveloped in silence until a brilliant light descends from the sky. Initially, it seems like an ordinary falling light, but then the light starts soaring away. Astonishingly, there's a human-like figure with enormous white wings visible amidst the luminosity. The incident unfolds rapidly, but when the footage is slowed down, it truly resembles an angel. Furthermore, the angel's image reflects flawlessly on the floor, making it difficult to dismiss as a fabrication. Security guards, alerted by the cameras, hurriedly converge on the scene. Armed with flashlights, they inspect the area where the angel supposedly landed, but the celestial being is nowhere to be found. On a peaceful Christmas morning, construction workers in Augsburg, Germany, were diligently digging underground. Little did they know that an incredible discovery awaited them. Suddenly, their eyes widened in fear as they stumbled upon an enormous unexploded bomb from World War II. This massive relic, weighing a staggering 1.8 tons, lay hidden beneath the surface. Realizing the imminent danger, the workers hastily retreated, their hearts pounding with adrenaline. One wrong move with their digging equipment, and catastrophe could ensue. Swiftly, authorities took action, ordering the evacuation of the entire city. A total of 54,000 residents had to abandon their homes, leaving behind the festive atmosphere of Christmas. A specialized bomb disposal unit stepped in, entrusted with the crucial task of safely relocating and detonating the lethal device. It was imperative to handle the situation with extreme caution. Had the bomb exploded, its devastating impact would have spanned a mile in every direction, obliterating everything in its path. Gazing upon a map, one can witness the terrifying blast radius that could have affected the city. It is indeed a stroke of luck that the vigilant construction workers did not accidentally trigger the bomb. Otherwise, the lives of thousands would have been tragically lost in an instant. With a collective sigh of relief, the city of Augsburg narrowly escaped an unimaginable disaster, leaving behind a harrowing reminder of the past and a profound gratitude for the safety of its people. In late January 2023, Dre Draven, a security guard working the night shift, noticed something strange on one of the cameras. Let's take a look. In the dimly lit room, a peculiar glowing object moves towards the camera. Draven often captures bizarre and unexplainable events on his work cameras. His initial thoughts were that it could be something paranormal, like a spirit orb or even a UAP or UFO. The clip quickly gained popularity on Facebook, racking up over 125,000 views in a short time. Commenters started sharing their own stories of witnessing peculiar glowing orbs without any logical explanation. Spirit orbs are circular, transparent, or translucent formations that appear in paranormal photographs or videos. Some people believe that these orbs represent spirits or ghosts, while others think they are visual representations of energy fields created by entities. Ultimately, the final judgment lies with you, the viewers. In this unusual home security video shared on Reddit by user CJ78000012, we witness a captivating scene. The camera captures a snowy backyard overlooking a frozen lake. Suddenly, a peculiar light illuminates a section of the lake. At first, it resembles a flashlight, but after a few moments, a luminous figure emerges on the icy surface. The homeowner pauses the footage to examine it closely, but when the car is into playing, the figure vanishes completely. Ominous music heightens the mystery. The uploader sought answers on Reddit, yet the community couldn't decode the enigmatic presence. What are your thoughts and theories? No matter where you work, there are always interesting things happening. One day at a local Subway restaurant, the shift begins like any other. Some workers are finishing their day and leaving. However, something unexpected suddenly occurs. The camera shows what's happening outside, and everything seems normal at first. But then, a car abruptly turns and smashes into the side of the building. People quickly gather around the crash. In the midst of all the confusion, the manager hurriedly goes through the crowd to help the person inside the car. It's obvious that this was not a lucky day for him, but at least he reacts quickly to the situation. A large chain store in the United States had a major break-in with over 200 people rushing in at the same time. They quickly stole valuable things. However, their plan didn't go as they expected. One person who wanted to be a thief tried to break the store's glass to get inside. He was visibly frustrated, and his frustration affected his attempts. He hit the glass forcefully, making the whole store shake. But despite his relentless efforts, the tough glass didn't break, and he couldn't get inside the store like he wanted to. There was a blind man named Richard Doty. He was 62 years old, and one day he decided to take a walk in a woodland in Connecticut. Little did he know that this simple walk would turn into a harrowing experience. Richard went missing and never made it back home. To make matters worse, the temperature outside was a freezing -12 degrees Celsius. Concern grew as Richard had not been seen for over 24 hours. Some people even feared the worst, assuming that he may have passed away. The police tried their best to locate Richard using tracking dogs, but their efforts proved futile. However, a determined cop named Todd Thiel came up with an idea. He decided to use his drone to search for Richard from above. With his drone in the air, Todd scanned the area, hoping to spot Richard before hypothermia took its toll. Finally, he activated the heat-seeking camera on his drone. In the middle of the snowy woods, the drone detected a heat source. The police swiftly headed towards the coordinates provided by the drone, and there, to everyone's relief, they found Richard. He had endured the freezing cold for over 33 hours by that time. Richard was immediately rushed to the hospital, where he received the care he desperately needed. Miraculously, he survived this ordeal. As a woman and her friends gather at a local restaurant, she excitedly captures their joyful moments on video. Little did she know that something peculiar was lurking in the background. The footage, which has been shared by TikTok user LQQE showcases the group of friends savoring their evening together. However, upon closer inspection, an odd figure emerges in the backdrop. This mysterious being possesses large, eerie eyes and a gray complexion. Surprisingly, the woman behind the camera didn't notice the enigmatic figure until later that night, when she decided to review the recorded footage. Astonishingly, none of the people present at the restaurant recall witnessing anything unusual during their gathering. They are unable to identify or remember seeing such a peculiar figure. Upon sharing the video online, viewers have taken to the comments section, speculating on the nature of this mysterious entity. Some believe it resembles an extraterrestrial gray, while others propose that it could be the embodiment of the Grim Reaper. Curiously, a few commenters have even raised the possibility of a recent loss among the diners, connecting the figure to a departed loved one. As of today, the identity of this enigmatic figure remains shrouded in uncertainty. In a strange video that recently appeared, people were confused as they watched an amazing event happen. The video was shown on TV and caught the attention of many viewers. It was filmed by a man living in California who believed that he was seeing something extraordinary. Jesus Christ coming down from the sky. Even though we don't know for sure what caused this event, it is clear that the figure in the video looks like a human shape. The figure moves down smoothly, as if it is coming from the sky. The person who filmed it was surprised and says that the mysterious figure kept descending until it disappeared in a place that is not known. It is important to note that the eyewitness mentions being close to an airport, which rules out the possibility of a drone or any other flying device, as those are not allowed in that airspace. Could this mystery be related to secret government activities or encounters with beings from outer space? In a small town, there was a mischievous character named Mr. Austin. He was up to no good and wanted to get his hands on some cash. With a mischievous grin on his face, he prepared himself for his daring act. He carefully approached a store, making sure not to set off any alarms or attract any unwanted attention. Swiftly, he threw a rock through the door to gain access. After a brief getaway, he returned with a squeegee, as he didn't want to risk injuring himself on the broken glass. Mr. Austin slyly maneuvered his way through the store, aiming for the cash counter. However, to his dismay, the door was now locked. Undeterred, he had to switch to Plan B. He redirected his focus and eyed the lottery display, but he quickly realized those tickets were worthless. Feeling puzzled, he scanned the store for something valuable. Aha! He spotted a shelf full of beef jerky. Without hesitation, he scooped up all the packs he could carry. With a triumphant shake of the stolen goods, he headed toward the exit. However, a passing car made him rethink his escape plan. He decided to stay inside a bit longer. In need of an energy boost, he snagged some knockoff energy shots and guzzled them down. His attention then turned to a credit card swiper on the ground, which he discreetly pocketed. Mr. Austin finally made his way out of the store, clutching 50 stolen beef jerky packs and energy shots. However, his thieving desires weren't satisfied just yet. He returned with a massive rock, surely to be used for something nefarious. Entering the store again, he zeroed in on the cash register area. Attempting to break it open, he failed miserably. Undeterred, he tried the lock, hoping for a stroke of luck, but to no avail. He moved stealthily throughout the store, checking for witnesses and making sure his actions went unnoticed. He sneaked around, peeking out of windows, and cautiously approached the coolers. Maybe a refreshing drink would complete his loot, but he passed on the idea. He crept back to the front counter area, where he discovered a weak spot, the protective glass. Jackpot! Using the squeegee he brought, he finally managed to make an opening. Now it was time for the fun part. He began selecting various items to add to his collection. First, a Predator action figure caught his eye, followed by a Bluetooth earpiece and a box of supposedly high-quality headphones. His thieving spree continued as he snatched a taser for self-defense, an electronic smoking device, and a wireless charging pad to keep his dying phone alive. With his arms filled with stolen electronics, Mr. Austin made his way back to the exit. Carefully, he slipped out through the bottom, evading any potential witnesses. This marked the end of his nocturnal escapades for the night. As he disappeared into the shadows, clutching his ill-gotten gains, it became clear that justice needed to be served. If you happen to recognize this thief, please urge him to turn himself into the authorities. His actions of breaking and entering, as well as theft, should not go unpunished. From beef jerky and energy shots to an assortment of electronic gadgets, his crimes must be answered for. There was a popular TikToker named Presley Belshare. As she records a video in her room, something strange happens. Her closet door creaks open from the inside. It's a peculiar coincidence because, at that exact moment, the male backup vocals begin to chime in during the song she's playing. Unfortunately, she can't include the song in the video. Presley insists that she didn't plan any of this. When the door opens, a sudden burst of white light appears from within the closet. If you pay close attention, you might catch a glimpse of it too. There was a man who went into a very busy Costco store. He walked around the different sections, but it was strange because he didn't buy anything. Later that day, he came back to the store, but this time the security cameras didn't see him leaving. While the store was getting ready to close and the employees had all gone home, the man stayed hidden inside. He had been hiding for more than 5 hours, patiently waiting for the store to close. When everyone was gone and the store was empty, he came out from behind a big sign. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. He went straight to the part of the store where they kept expensive jewelry and broke the glass case with a strong hit. He quickly took jewelry that was worth a huge amount of money, about $14,000, and then he disappeared. Earlier, he had come to the store to find a good hiding place and to see which valuable items would be easiest to steal. He wore a mask to hide his face, but unfortunately, the security cameras saw parts of his car when he was leaving. Sadly, the clever thief managed to escape from the police. At the same time, there was an angry woman who was causing a big disturbance at Costco. In this video, a police car chases a mysterious vehicle. Suddenly, the car being pursued vanishes into a vast field, leaving the police baffled. Even stranger, when the police attempt to follow, they encounter an intact fence. Perplexed and without answers, the officers are forced to halt the chase. Despite releasing the footage to the public for identification, the enigma of the teleporting car remains unsolved to this day. In a video shared by the Instagram account UFO Sightings Footage, we witness a mysterious event in Chile. The eyewitness, unsure of the exact location, captured the scene from their balcony. As we watch closely, a UFO hovers in the sky at first, then abruptly changes direction and zooms away.
Weón, cabros. Qué weá. Es mierda esa weá. Qué chucha. Weón, weón, esas luces se están moviendo, weón. Weón, se dieron la vuelta por allá. Así. Hola, weá, acuática, weón.
It's uncertain whether there are 4 separate aircraft or one ship with 4 lights. During a cave tour, a YouTuber named Dandy Dan notices a floating green object and wonders if it is a trick of light or a ghostly presence. The footage shows what appears to be a fiery hummingbird, initially hovering and then gracefully flying around the room.
I like to think at this point about evolution, because evolution dictates to us that we should get better at things over time, especially things like light. So we have our electric lights in here today, and you'd expect that the Victorians would have better light than this. But I like to think at this point about evolution, because evolution dictates to us that we should get better at things like light. So we have our electric lights in here today, and you'd expect that the Victorians would have better light than this.
The phenomenon seems too intricate to be a mere light trick or camera glitch. However, the true nature of this mysterious entity remains unknown. In this video, a crowd gathers near a Costco gas station. Suddenly, a car loses control and spins out in front of them. People narrowly escape being hit by quickly moving aside. Police are worried about the reckless driving, but relieved that no one got hurt. It could have been a terrible disaster if the car crashed into the gas pumps. The out-of-control vehicle zoomed dangerously close to the pumps, and if any of them were struck, it could have been fatal. This TikTok video, uploaded by is truly strange. The train rolls on without a driver, and there's no one on board.
Well, that ain't good. Don't know who's running that, but I mean, yeah, okay.
This mystery remains unsolved. Is it a ghost train? This is a mysterious video that has puzzled people for more than 10 years. In May 2009, police officers in Lumpkin County, Georgia, were driving down a dark highway at night when they noticed something unusual.
Take a look.
Had the farm, Daddy's farm. Yeah. Still got the land. And anybody coming on my property looking for no good, I'm gonna shoot them.
Absolutely. Whoa, what the heck?
What the crap?
What was that?
Did you see that?
Yes.
Holy crap.
They start talking about their land and the need to protect it. Suddenly, they exclaim in surprise as they spot a strange creature walking by the side of the road. The officers are clearly alarmed and can't identify what they saw. Some believe it could be Bigfoot, pointing out its bipedal movement and dark appearance. Others think it's too hard to see and suggest it might be a prank. In the cemetery, no one's around. A person appears and disappears on the screen. Some think it's a ghost, but what does the car sense? It detects people using sensors like those used by ghost hunters in haunted houses. Maybe sensors can find ghosts hidden from our human eyes. In Cutler Bay, Florida, a chilling incident unfolds. Within the confines of a home robbery, a man becomes a victim. When interviewed, neighbors recount the frightful events.
I heard 3 gunshots go off.
I heard a boom, boom, boom.
He was opening his door when these individuals ambushed him, forced their way inside, shot him, and took some items from the house.
In the dead of night, 3 gunshots rupture the silence. One neighbor, poised to open his door, witnesses the assailant's sudden arrival. They violently invade the premises, shooting the man mercilessly. Their wicked mission accomplished, they escape with stolen belongings. Tragically, the life of 31-year-old Daniel Macco is taken. In a safe neighborhood with calm roads, something unexpected happened. It was a sunny day with only a few cars on the road. Suddenly, a car flew off a fence in a dangerous way. But that wasn't the end of it. Another car rushed through the traffic, trying to go fast. It seemed like it was planned. Just then, a careful driver tried to make a turn at the right moment. Sadly, they didn't see each other in time. It's dangerous when you can't see other vehicles in certain areas. The fast car crashed into a fence and lost control, hitting a tree. Amazingly, the other car managed to stop just in time. David Whitehurst is flying his drone above the neighborhood when suddenly a smaller white object comes dangerously close to him, moving much faster. David is unsure about the identity of this speedy object. In this video, a guy named Josh, along with his buddies, explores a spooky penitentiary. They venture into the cells and other areas of the building. However, things get eerie when Josh decides to check out the cells upstairs alone. Since there are no stairs, he climbs up. As he reaches the final cell, he spots a silhouette of someone or something inside.
I may or may not have climbed up because there's no stairs.
Josh is instantly terrified by the sight of the dark figure standing there. He and his friends are clueless about what it could be, but they can't help but sense a paranormal presence. One theory suggests it might be the ghost of an inmate. Who knows what exactly Josh encountered in that jail cell? In Compton, California, a video captures an old man observing a homeowner's house. He attempts to open the gate, then sneaks around the back. Unable to enter the backyard, he retreats. Thankfully, nothing bad happens. However, it makes one curious about his intentions. In a captivating YouTube video uploaded by El Kakui DTV, an intriguing incident takes place. A security guard is initially seen having a conversation with an unseen entity, drawing the attention of keen observers. Suddenly, his cell phone rings, interrupting his engagement. The guard's colleague, who is monitoring the camera feed, contacts him and asks about the conversation, but there is no visible presence on the security monitor. Perplexed, the guard quickly glances around before hastily leaving the area. Another camera briefly captures him as he continues to escape. The story revolves around a TikTok video uploaded by Durban Paranormal. The video shows CCTV footage of a room with two security guards patrolling. In the footage, the chair in the center of the room moves unexpectedly. One guard investigates the chair while the other touches it, and they discuss the incident before leaving. The person recording this video explains that the guards reported the incident to him, prompting him to review the footage. After careful examination, there is no clear explanation for the chair's movement. The guards' reactions seem genuine, and the fact that they reported it raises questions about whether it was a supernatural occurrence or if there is a logical explanation. In Alabama, a police chief named Corp Joe Sedinger discovered a collection of porcelain dolls in the Bear Creek swamp. Despite feeling uneasy, he continued his journey. Shortly after, locals reported seeing eerie figures in the swamp, prompting Joe and his fellow officers to investigate. They found 21 unsettling porcelain dolls impaled on bamboo stakes, some of which were disfigured. Joe turned to social media for clues, but received no leads. The case remains unsolved and is considered one of Alabama's most disturbing mysteries. Hold on to our final clip, which is the most scariest and creepiest one. And if you like what you saw, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our creepiest videos. In China, there are hidden prisons called black jails. These jails are not controlled by the central government, but are managed by local politicians. Usually, these black jails are used to lock up protesters or political opponents. In 2009, a journalist obtained the location of one of these secret prisons from a former detainee. When she arrived there, she heard someone inside crying out for help. Desperate to escape, she called out to a woman, hoping for rescue. However, the guards of the prison refused to open the door, leaving everyone unaware of what happened to the trapped woman. These black jails are used to silence those who complain about corruption. People are taken there without any official records, and their friends and family have no idea where they are. The prisoners are mistreated since the police are not bound by the law in these jails. One woman, who went to Beijing to protest corruption, was sent to a black jail where she was physically harmed with a metal pole and a cattle prod. Typically, prisoners endure months or even years inside these secret prisons. Surprisingly, the Chinese government doesn't mind people knowing about black jails, because the fear of being imprisoned in one is enough to discourage anyone from protesting, aligning with the government's intentions. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.